Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister who gave us this translation. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My name is name hidden. I am a woman who is aged 36 years old. Originally, I am from Mozambique, but I moved to South Africa. This was many years ago. When I came here to South Africa, I was desperate. I was looking for a better life. What I found was something that was far more dangerous than I ever imagined. My story is one of greed, betrayal, regret, and I can only hope that sharing it will stop others from making the same terrible mistakes and choices that I made. It was in 2015. I was then hired by this other wealthy Mozambican woman. So it was through referral. I had gone to wash the clothes of this other woman. So when I was washing her clothes, then she told me a secret that even though she pretended as if she was South African, but she had her roots deep in Mozambique, and she had came to South Africa when she was a very young woman, and then she got married to her South African husband, and she had never returned back to Mozambique. So she asked me how Mozambique was like, and I told her that we were still struggling and I was planning to move back home. And she said that there was no need for me to return back home. And I said that the reason as to why I wanted to return back home, it was because I was struggling to get a permanent job. All that I was surviving on were these piece jobs, and I was unable to get these piece jobs each and every day, and I did not want to end up prostituting myself. She then told me that there was this other woman, but she said that it was going to be very difficult to have her to be. She said that it was going to be very difficult for her to hire me because she was someone that was really wealthy. But she went and she spoke with this woman after some negotiations. That was when I received an SMS one day. After I had received an SMS, then I went and I spoke with this woman. She told me that she wanted a helper and she wanted to hire me because she wanted her kids to also understand our own culture, even though she was married to a South African wealthy businessman, but she had the desire for her kids to also learn the South African culture and the Mozambican culture. So that was my duty. I had to stay with her kids to teach them as much as I could about their mom's country. So she lived a life that we all dreamt of: big houses, fancy cars, and everything that you can ever want. Her husband was someone that was kind, gentle. He was a good man, a good Christian man. He was always kind and generous. This is what he used to do. And I want to warn other men out there. The moment that you are good with a woman, especially a woman that is desperate, like when you treat your helper with kindness and giving her extra money, that woman is a woman. She won't think that this money that you are giving her, it is because you feel sorry for her, because this is what my boss used to do. Whenever I would have gotten my salary at the end of the month, she used to leave an envelope and she would whisper to me that I have left an envelope for you in such and such a place. I want you to go and get that envelope. And when I would look into that envelope, I'll see that you would have given me more than my salary. So what was I supposed to think? I thought that this man, he was also attracted to me, and I started to seduce him. Over time, I found myself secretly lusting after him. I know that it was wrong, but I could not stop myself from wanting what she had. We women, we are attracted to money. Wherever there is money, you might be holy as you think that you are, but money will solve a lot of your problems. I ended up going to him, crying to him whenever my mom will call me, and he will say, no, it is fine, let us go to the ATM. This will do so quickly without my boss lady ever noticing. So everything that we were doing in secret, it resulted in us starting dating each other. So men out there that have maids in their homes, you need to treat your maids as your workers, not to get too involved in their personal lives. One day, I got it into my head that I could take her place after the man had told me that I was really beautiful. I started visiting a local healer. This was in Mozambique when I had went back home. asking for charms that could make her husband fall in love with me. The healer gave me something that still haunts me today. It was a mixture of cat feces to mix into the food that I was going to cook for him. I did not care about the consequences then, only the power it was going to give to me. Every meal that I prepared for him, I added that disgusting charm of cat feces, and slowly he began paying more attention to me until he forced to sleep with me. That was not enough. I needed this woman, my boss lady, out of the picture completely. The healer gave me more dangerous charm, one that would slowly destroy her. I slipped it into her food, and over time, her health began to deteriorate. Her vision started to fail, and eventually she went blind. The doctors could not explain what was wrong with her, but I knew it was because of what I had done. I watched her as she was suffering, and when I was watching her, one could think that this was going to make me to feel guilty about what I had done to reverse the curse, but I did not do that. I was too focused on my goal, and now that she was partially blind, sometimes we would even try to grab each other in front of her, and we would make love, and after a few months, she passed away. Soon after I made my move, her husband, broken and grieving, married me quickly. I thought I had everything that I had ever wanted, and it did not take too long for the consequences of my actions to come back as they were haunting me. Just after we had gotten married, that was when I found out, and he did this in secret. He did not want me to know that he had severe kidney problems. He was in and out of the hospital, and I knew deep down that it was because of the same dark magic that I had used on him. I think that the cat feces that I used to feed him was what affected him in the end. In less than a year, he was a dead man. I was left as the sole beneficiary of his estate. I became a multimillionaire overnight, but instead of feeling joy, I felt empty. The house that I had once dreamt of living, it has now become a prison. Now I live with constant fear. Each and every night I feel as if I see my boss lady. It just happens so quickly. I can see a shadow, then that shadow will just disappear. I am a woman who is always drinking alcohol because I am scared of being sober. This is the life that I am living. So me and my boss lady's husband, we had 2 kids together, but my other child, he is always in and out of hospital. All that I pray for each and every day, when I pray, I say, "Dear God, why do you punish my child for the sins of his mother?" He was not there when his mother committed his sin, this sin. This is my own confession, Brother Nashi. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister who gave us this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world, but the lesson, a great lesson, she was saying that to all the men out there, if you have a maid at your house, you need to know that there are some things that you do not need to do behind your wife's back, like giving her extra money, because she's saying that this man, he was very kind with me, but I thought that him being kind with me, it was because he wanted to sleep with me. So each and every time when he would give me extra money, I thought that he wanted me to sleep with him. So she's saying that as men, we need to be very careful. Let us meet again in the following episode.